on, guys? Just bringing you a follow-up video to a short that I did a few weeks ago regarding my grill emblems. So for those, I did like a DIY version of it. I didn't do any videos on it because they just didn't turn out as good. But today ended up getting one of the JDM emblems shipped to me in the mail from the UK, and I'm going to be doing the grill swap or emblem swap for that as well. But I'm also going to show you how I actually did my own version of them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you can see, I have the original OEM Subaru grill here, and you can see that I did my own cherry blossom pink or cherry blossom red color on that, and at a distance it looks pretty good. But when you get up close, after I take this off, I'll show you. It did crack and sorts like that. So I don't know if I heated it up too much or what had happened. And with me being impatient, I decided to do that to my JDM grill. And unfortunately, hindsight is 50-50. I wish I wouldn't have done this, because this was the Impreza green badge off of a GF8, I assume, or maybe a GC8 somewhere. And I'm kind of mad that I did ruin that emblem. And as you can see, ran into a bit of an issue with this. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one off, and we're gonna go ahead and work on replacing this with the JDM emblem that I received today. So I don't know how legit this is compared to the other ones just by looks. Definitely doesn't seem, it's very close, but it's not the same style. So I think this is a pretty good remake from these, but I didn't want to spend, $300 just on this little piece, which again is why I'm pissed off that I messed this up. But yeah, so all you'll need for it is going to be some acetone or a nail polish remover. This was the paint that I used. It's Krylon Gloss Watermelon, and as you can see, the newest emblem is just a little bit darker, so the color is really not off that bad. But again, this is an old emblem and it's been cracked over time. Wear and tear could be part of the reason why it didn't turn out as good. So the other thing you'll need is some double-sided tape, a flathead screwdriver, and a heat gun here. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this other grill off, and I'll show you how to get these off. All right, so no longer have to use two hands to get this up after the last video of installing these carbon fiber hood struts. So pretty cool. So anyway, we have the grill here, and the flathead's going to be used for several reasons. You can go ahead and just stick that down, and it will loosen the two clips that hold on the bumper. And once it's like that, simply just pull the grill out, which I say that with one hand, it's almost impossible. There we go. So here is the OEM one. Like I said, at a distance, you're not paying attention, it looks good, but I did find out that it must have cracked at some point, either as I was heating it up to put it back on, or maybe it had been cracked and I didn't realize it until I put the acetone on there and revealed some of the hidden issues. But with this OEM Subaru emblem, I can still find it off of Amazon for $30. It will fit the GC8, so I wasn't too terribly worried about this emblem specifically, which this was my test run, and I should have stopped here and ordered an actual emblem. So I'm not going to be using this grill anymore. I'm going to swap it with the one that I had been using. And here we have the JDM version. So fortunately the paint did run a little bit, and again, as I tried to paint it, it ended up cracking more. So I don't know, like I said, if it was the heat or if this thing is just old plastic and it's ready to crack. So anyway, we have our heat gun here. I'm gonna go ahead and start heating this up, and once I do that, I'm gonna just use the screwdriver, if this camera would focus, and go ahead and pry it off there at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started, and I'll see you here in a few minutes. So it didn't take much heat to get this to and release. And this was all just that double-sided tape that I was talking about. Again, very hard to do with just one hand. And voila, comes right off. So that was my paint job on the back. I did several layers, but again, don't know why along the outside edge I don't know, I just suck at painting. I'll be the first to admit that. But yeah, when you look at it in different angles of light, you can see just how much this cracked. And you can't feel it on the outside, so it's something on the inside. I don't know if it was just a mixture of the acetone and the heat and the paint all at once. It's causing the plastic on the inside to crack or what. But unfortunately, this emblem isn't in the greatest condition. So I'll still be keeping this on the off chance that I need to put one back on. But as you can see here, now we have our open hole emblem, or open section for the emblem. And we will be putting on the new one shortly. So go ahead and do a test fit and boom, it sits right in there really nice. But before I do that, I'm gonna clean this up a good bit with some alcohol and remove this, and I'm gonna heat it back up and place it on. Now, I did forget to mention this would be the stage if you were to do this DIY. So obviously, as you can see on the back side is where all the paint would be. If yours was green or any other color, you would just flip this over, pour some of the acetone on there, and just let it sit for maybe 5-10 minutes, whatever you felt like, and take a either a Q-tip or possibly a rag or something, and it would all wipe out that paint. And from there, once it's dried, you could then apply your paint and you'd be ready for it to be reinstalled, as you can see with some double-sided tape. And that's how you would essentially DIY your own emblem. But again, I was not happy with how this turned out, which is why I ordered a whole new one and why I'm doing the video on it now. So yeah, now I've got this cleaned up as much as possible. That paint, this phone sucks. The paint is just some excess on the other side. It's not going to impact this, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this, heat it up, stick it on there, and that'll be it. All right, and just like that, the emblem is now on there. So I did that with both hands, didn't want to screw it up. It's on there nice and secure. Both sides were heated, front and back, just to get that adhesive to adhere pretty nicely. So it doesn't look bad at all. You can go ahead and come over here and put this back on here. And voila, here we are. Not a bad look at all. So, like I said, sometimes my DIY stuff doesn't turn out as good as I had hoped so, but you can always find another emblem online. Go ahead and shut this, and boom. Pretty nice look. So if anybody was curious as to how to do this, maybe this video will help you. There are other options though if you don't want to go with a full grill. I did end up trying to find a overlay, and of course the website was kind of tricky and I got the wrong color combination. So as you can see, I was going to go for the outside chrome or silver and ended up being the opposite. So again, that was my fault. Only a $10 emblem though. I could use this and replace the other one there, just because that silver and pink might look pretty good on the car. So anyway, don't want to keep this video too long. I don't have a lot of other plans going on for the car at the moment. Really just keeping up with keeping it clean, and I do have to touch up on the rear emblems. Like I said, they did leave a few scratches on them, so maybe I'll do a waxing / compound video, maybe you know, full out detail on the car once it gets warmer, because right now the wind's blowing, it's like 20 degrees outside, not very fun. So hope you guys enjoy. Again, here's the new emblem. and let me know what you guys think down in the comments.